Alright, so we're going to talk about multi-step equations and solving them. So we're going to look at some things that we need to kind of remember from 7th grade. So let's talk about if we have an equation that looks like this. So our goal is to get all the x's on one side of the equal sign and all the numbers on the other side of the equal sign. So since the x's are on this side, we're just going to try to isolate the x on this side. And since these have the same variable, we can combine them. So 10x minus 40 is going to be negative 30. And equals negative 15. Alright, remember we talked about on the last video that a number by a variable, that means it's going to be multiplied. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we're going to divide. And this simplifies to, you can either have it as a half or 0.5. So just working backwards on those to solve for x. So let's do another one. Let's say we had okay, and we're just walking backwards. So this, what we do to one side, we do to the other. So we always have to start with adding or subtracting, and right here is being subtracted 5. So the opposite of subtracting 5 is adding 5. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Bring this down. 5 plus 5 is 10. So again, a letter by a number means you're multiplying, so the opposite of multiplying is dividing. 10 divided by 2 is 5. X equals 5. Alright, let's work on another one. And we will combine this time. So let's say we have negative 14 equals 7w plus 2w plus 8.5. Alright, so we have some combining to do. We have 7w and 2w. So negative 14 will stay. 7 plus 2 is 9w plus 8.5. Alright, so we're adding 8.5. So the opposite of adding is subtracting. And we're going to subtract this side, 8.5. Put it in your calculator. Let's see. We get negative 22.5 equals 9w. Again, a number by a letter means you're multiplying, so the opposite of multiplying is dividing. You get negative 2.5 equals w. So we combined it on that side. I already know some of y'all are going to do this, so let's say we have 4x minus 4 equals 4. You can't take this 4x and subtract it from both sides. You can't do that. Because that has an x, this does not, the 4 up here does not have an x. It doesn't have an x. So you can't do it that way. You can only add or subtract something if they have the same variable or it doesn't have the variable. Like this one, you have to do it to a variable, one that doesn't have a variable. And one side of the equation side to the other side of the equation side. So this becomes 8. Bring this down. Oops, sorry. So now again we have 4 times x, Opposite of multiplying is dividing, so we're going to multiply by 4. That's gone. 8 divided by 4 is 2. X equals 2. So you're going to need to know how to get through those. Let me know if you have any questions.